Skuzland drops their latest release, which is a rework of a track from Shygirl's EP called Alias. And if you'd like to hear more, please stick around. This is All Gas, No Trash. My name is Adam, and welcome back to the program. Welcome to a brand new episode. And before we get underway, we do have to do the Game Rage No Curse Minute, where we kill the first 60 seconds of the program in order to play nice with the YouTube algorithm. As usual, I'd like to give a quick thanks to everybody that has been listening to our program on RSS, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever you've been listening. We appreciate it. And especially those on YouTube that have been subscribing, liking, commenting, or pretty much any activity that you've contributed to our YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. Please continue to do so. We are now at 134 in terms of subscribers, so please continue to support us. Keeps us motivated, keeps us driven to continue to make more episodes, and that'll be the Game Rage No Curse Minute. So to do a bit of an introduction, Skuzland has released their latest track, which is a rework of another song called Freak, and this song was part of the EP called Alias from Shygirl that was released 5 years ago. So this is the 5-year anniversary, and it's all the songs reimagined by different artists, and Skuzland happened to be one of the artists that Shygirl decided to collaborate. And I have listened to Shygirl before, but I guess I haven't followed up with her as frequently as I do with other artists. And the last thing, as far as I can see on my personal Spotify library, I only have 3 tracks from the Alias EP, which include Tasty, Lang, and Siren. And then there's 3 other tracks that I collected from the Nymph album, which came out in 2022. But pretty much since then, I haven't had the opportunity to be as consistent with Shygirl's releases as I'd like to. But this is kind of a cool way to revisit the EP that she released way back when in 2020. But to be truthful, I haven't actually listened to Freak, the original version. I don't know how I managed to skip that. I guess I was just really interested in the 3 other songs. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and check out Freak on your own time. Or, just pause the program here. Then we'll continue on with the program, and I'll give you the cue to listen to Freak is Wild. As far as information that I can find about the reimagined EP, it seems like Shygirl had some type of event in Paris, France, at a place called the Centre Pompidou, which was it was a multimedia art installation centered around the themes of the EP itself, the original EP Alias, which include identity, intimacy, and distortion into a multi-sensory environment, and visitors were able to check out these installations that were inspired by body art, and I'm sure there was some graphic images because I'm sure sex was involved, but I don't think sex is quite as taboo as it is here in the US, but I'm sure it was a pretty cool event. I'm gonna have to see if there's footage posted online, and maybe if I'm able to find a video, or maybe not hold up, I don't want to get in trouble. But I'm sure there's videos that you can Google or look up on YouTube that are in relation to this whole art installation, or maybe there's images on her profile for Instagram, but you can check that out on your own. But without further ado, let's go ahead and check out this release from Skuzland, which is once again called Freak is Wild. Pulled up on your digital streaming platform of choice, and let's give it a listen. Once again, that track is Freak is Wild from Skuzland. Going in. Welcome back. That was Skuzland with the reimagined Shygirl track, Freak is Wild. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. There is quite a bit to say about this track, and I don't know quite where to start, but I will say I like this track significantly more than the original. It just hits a little bit harder, and as far as the sound itself, or the music itself, I love this track because of the diversity in genres it dabbles with. In the initial portion of the song, you have the UK garage beats opening in the opening portion of the track, and then it kind of breaks into more electronic breakbeats type of sound. But I don't know if that's the proper way to describe that, if there's a more defining term to describe the majority of the track. Please let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it. But to have it all capped off with these Latin rhythms towards the end, I have a feeling that's Robot Moonjuice inserting his Dominican roots in the track. It adds a lot of personality, and I think it's one of the coolest parts about the song. And I have to give the MVP to Robot Moonjuice in this track. The part in the verse, or rather, when he comes in for one of the verses where he is like rapping, it's like this aggressive cadence that he's speaking with like a lot of conviction that I don't know, it's very cool to hear. And I've made the comparison that he kind of sounds like Oliver Tree, like his voice kind of reminds me of Oliver Tree. Not that he's humorous or anything like that. It's just simply the comparable vocals that they have. But overall, just a really cool track. And I dare ask, there's a part where Ugly Worldwide is talking about penetration. And I had to look up BDE. I'm like, what the fuck is BDE? And then it turns out it's big dick energy, and she's talking about getting strapped up. And this song is very graphic. I just want to give you all a heads up. I'm sure you already listened to it, or rather, you already listened to it. You already have an idea of what I'm talking about. But this song is very fucking graphic. There's many allusions to sexual acts. I'm not going to get too much into it, but there was one specific portion in the song where she says something along the lines of, hold on, let me look it up because I want to be extra sure about what part I'm talking about specifically. All right, so I found it. It's the part where she says BDE on overdrive, so meaning big dick energy on overdrive. Don't make me pull the strap out. You bend, I snap. I don't know if that's like exclusive to this movie called Legally Blonde, where there's like this whole scene about something called the bend and snap, where I guess the women do like this provocative position where they touch their toes, and then as they're coming up, they're perking up their breasts with their hands. And it's just, I don't know. It's a very funny scene because there's like this guy that comes out at the very end who's a hairdresser, and he also is gay. And he's like, oh, the bend and snap works every time. I don't know why that specific scene pops in my head when Ugly Worldwide says, you bend, I snap. But I'm very curious to find out if that is a reference to Legally Blonde. Although I don't know if that's just something that is exclusive to Legally Blonde, the bend and snap. But anyways, I digress. I know I'm kind of talking some random shit. But anyways, let's get back to the tracks. So you also have the very graphic chorus where Ugly Worldwide says, bop it, twist it, lick it, fuck it. The way that line reads, it sounds like the advertisement for a raunchy bop it toy of the sexual variety. And, you know, what really comes across in this song, to me, is Robot Moonjuice and Ugly Worldwide are very comfortable with their own identities. I mean, you have Robot Moonjuice in the initial portion of the song, saying things like, oh, baby, take it off, no panties, and this easy bake, referring to his bum. I made my neck rotate, and now I get his knees shaking. He wants a slice of cake, referring to his bum again, so I made him blow out my candles. I'm guessing that is an allusion to the phallic thing, or his dick, which is kind of... It's, you know, it's funny. It's funny wordplay. And he says, he wants to dance and tango. I want to be manhandled. So, you know, to write those lyrics, to be bold enough to say those things, you know, that takes a lot of balls, no pun intended. But, and then you also have Ugly Worldwide talking about penetration. And then later in the song, there's like this outro where it mostly sounds like moaning, but it's actually, there's actual words being said. I don't remember exactly what it says. I think it says, do me right here on the floor, got me right on the floor, do me right on the floor. But it sounds more like moaning. But what comes across to me is how bold Skuzland is willing to be with their own lyrics, with their own visuals, and, you know, everything that encompasses this project. And I know that this is a track that Shygirl created, but to really extend themselves to really inject their own personality. Once again, pointing out the fact that Robot Moon Juice more than likely included those Latin rhythms towards the end of the song. Man, this project is so fucking exciting, man. I mean, everything they touch is fucking gold. And I think there is much to be excited about going forward. And I do have a question to ask them if they do end up listening to this is how does a band or project like Skuzland get involved with Shygirl? And this isn't like a personal attack or anything. This is just like genuine curiosity. Me asking you, how does Skuzland get in touch with Shygirl or vice versa? What's the story there? What's the lore? I would love to hear how Skuzland got involved with this reimagined EP. I think it'd be very cool to hear. But if I don't end up getting an answer, no worries at all. Love the project. Keep spinning out more awesome music. And I think that's going to be a wrap for the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you will be spinning this track more than once. But actually, there is one more thing I forgot to mention. As far as like the imagery that comes to my mind, it's the scene from Zoolander where Hansel challenges Zoolander to like a walk-off in a old factory or whatever, and you have like that Rastafarian DJ playing music. For whatever reason, that shit comes to mind for me for this specific song. And I don't know if there's ever going to be a movie like that where, and perhaps it's not comedic, it's maybe more serious, where there's like a fashion scenario in a derelict part of town, and I could just see a song like this being played in a situation like that. I don't know if that's preposterous to say, but that's what comes to mind for me for this specific song. But anyways, that's going to be it for me, and I think we have one more episode for you on the way, which is going to be the latest release from the enigmatic group called John. Although I don't know if it's coming Monday or Tuesday, but in either case, be on the lookout for it. And that'll be it for me, and I'll catch you all next time.